Oh yeah, how you doing, folks? It's Monday again. Jesus H, how you doing? 833-599-NICK. 833-599-6425 is the phone number. Real quick, dates. If you guys are listening, if you're watching, you can read along, or you go to nickdip.com and find my tour dates. This Saturday night, I'll be right up here in the area, Lucy's in Pleasantville, New York. Saturday night. Saturday and Sunday, November 2nd and 3rd, Governors in Levittown, Long Island. Tuesday, November 6th, the Fat Black Pussycat, New York City. Friday, November 9th and 10th, that's Comics, Mohegan Sun, Uncasville, Connecticut. Saturday, November 17th, the Comedy Shop of Bud Lake, New Jersey. Friday, November 30th and December 1st, the Corner Comedy Club, Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. Monday, December 1st, New Year's Eve, ringing in 2019 at the Tarrytown Music Hall in Tarrytown, New York. Saturday, January 12th, the Fairfield Theater Company in Fairfield, Connecticut. Saturday, January 19th, Bobby V's Windsor Locks, Connecticut. Be there, be a queer. Yeah, go to nickdip.com for all your ticket information. And hope to see you there. You have to support live comedy because, again, you can only make so much money selling weed during the day, and I have to tell dick jokes to drunk people at a fucking bowling alley. That's what it's come down to. Let me take a sip of my Bailey's / Kahlua / coffee / Gatorade / Cremora. The breakfast of champions. How you doing, all right? I'm doing all right. A lot of shit on tap today. I just got this story. Judge rules that Michael Avenatti, you know, that fucking snake, that slimy porn, Stormy Daniels porn lawyer. Yeah, well, he must pay $4.85 million to an attorney who worked at his law firm. A California judge ruled that today, making it the first time that a potential presidential candidate, I still don't believe he's going to run, this piece of shit, is being held personally liable in the lawsuit over back pay. L.A. Superior Court Judge Dennis Landon ordered the payout by Avenatti because he had personally guaranteed a settlement with attorney Jason Frank. Frank alleged that Avenatti's firm misstated its profits and that he was owed millions of dollars. He told the AP that Frank owes him and the firm $12 million for his fraud. That's what Avenatti said. He did not provide details and declined to comment further. It's unclear whether Avenatti has filed any litigation in the matter against Frank, whose attorney said Frank doesn't owe this motherless fuck a dime. I add that for emphasis. Frank had worked at Avenatti's former firm under an independent contractor agreement and was supposed to collect 25% of its annual profits, along with 20% of fees his clients paid. The action Monday comes after a U.S. bankruptcy court judge ordered Avenatti's former firm to pay $10 million to Frank in May. The $4.85 million for which Avenatti is now personally liable is in addition to that judgment. There he is. Look at that slimy, cheese-eating dinkweed. What a fucking scumbag. But that he's going to run for president on the Democrat ticket, so that's the kind of people you're dealing with over there. Really, after all that shit, after all the stuff with Kavanaugh, him bringing, those two women, the one, Swetnick, said that, Kavanaugh was the head of gang rape parties, and you really think, you know what, in this sick world, guy will probably get elected. That's the sad thing. When you get CNN and ABC and CBS and NBC doing your bidding for you, you're always in the game. But this guy's a real dinkweed. And he had that other woman, Ramirez, who said that Kavanaugh put his penis in her face. And remember, they both quietly went back under the rocks that they came from. But he's still out there. Let's see how many appearances he makes on The View when they poll, and his unpopularity is 78%, and he's getting 0.5% of the vote. Let's see if Joy Behar and the other pig face, Whoopi Goldberg, has him on the show and all the other stations. He was a media darling during the Kavanaugh things. Boy, do they just use people like condoms and drop them in the turlet. The turlet! So let's hope he dies tonight in his sleep. Or he's shot in front of his family. One or the other. Well, why do you have to go there, Nick? Because it's my show and I do what I want. I report, I decide. Hey, I think we got a new slogan. 833-599-NICK, 833-599-6425. What's the big story everybody's... the Caravan. The Caravan. What a bunch of... Did you see pictures of the Caravan? You see all the engineers and doctors they're sending over? Look at that. First of all, I see young males from parts of the world that have killer crime rates and violence, and I don't see many moms or babies in there. Take a good hard look at that. Where do you think you're going? Seriously. Here's when you wish somebody from ISIS revved up their truck. like a New York City fucking sanitation truck with Trump bumper sticker on it. Just goes right down the middle of these people at 1,000 miles an hour. And you see nothing but sombreros and pointy boots flying through the air. And no deodorant. Nick, what do you got? Look at all those fucking weed whacker operators, future landscapers and pool boys and rapists. And you got to remember, they're coming from Honduras, El Salvador. Seriously, highest crime rates on the planet, murder rates. But yeah, they all look pretty well educated. And if one of those people in that crowd of thousands owns a pair of dress shoes, I will shit my pants. There you go. There you go. Leaving Home Depot in Briarcliff. Headed to build a stone wall somewhere. Or they're heading to the LA Dodgers bullpen to watch their cousins, Ray, who came over on a fucking raft. Be starting tonight. How about that, by the way? Huh? Didn't even have that on the schedule. How about them Red Sox? Time for a little song. Though April showers may come your way, they bring the flowers that bloom in May. So if it's raining, have no regrets. What are you doing? The fuck? I'm doing a cappella here. You just fucking Jason had the lyrics. You knocked them right out of my head. Somebody get the open the septic tank cover. Had the whole song down. Embarrassing. You're gonna play guitar to it. Back to the Caravan. Yeah, it's a beautiful Caravan, is it not? By the way, we're doing the show live as usual, right?
Okay. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it.
I want all of you to enjoy your cake. So, enjoy.
Nick, you have any Caravan music? Sure. That's not the Caravan I was hoping for. Let me show you the Caravan that I was hoping for, and that we would all like to see. This is the Caravan, and that's who comes out of it. One little white kid. He's being laughed at by the sheriff of Upper County. Okay. Didn't it show him getting off the bus, Jace? No? They did their fancy dissolve. The group's advance has drawn strong criticism for the president. Is that right? Great reporting. Thanks. After blaming the Democrats for weak laws, in quotes, on immigration, a few days earlier, Trump said via Twitter. What did he say via Twitter? That's not it. The Caravans are a disgrace to the Democrat Party. Change the immigration laws now. In another tweet, he said the migrants would not be allowed into the United States. Mexican President-elect Andrés Manuel López Obrador suggested Sunday that the U.S., Canada, and Mexico work out a joint plan for funding development in the poor areas of Central America and southern Mexico. What the fuck? Why? Why is it our responsibility?
No! No, 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 no! No! No, 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 no!
Why is it our responsibility? I saw Newt Gingrich on TV on the weekend. He was arguing with some liberal broad on the Sunday shows, and they're like, "Oh, but these are refugees, and we shouldn't treat them." And he said, "That's absolute baloney." He said, "If a group of people were coming down the street and they were jealous because your house was nicer than theirs and they try to invade your house, you wouldn't be giving them all these niceties. You'd bitch slap them. I added for emphasis. So yeah, why is it upon us in Canada and why is it upon the United States taxpayers? This is all planned, folks. I don't even know. This is how cynical I am, okay? And this is, I don't know if it's cynical or not. I think Trump is this bright. I think he cut a deal with a Mexican president and said, let these, he might even arranged it. I don't know. He's, again, this is, I understand, this is quite a reach. But this is going to work out for the Republicans and Trump. You know that, don't you, for the midterms. The timing couldn't be better. You don't think this is great optics? Turning these people back at the border for Trump? That's the number one issue for people on the right. Immigration. So I'm telling you, he said to Mexico, look, I'll throw you a couple billion. Let these slobs make it all the way to our borders, and I'll bring my army out and turn them back, and my popularity will go through the roof, okay, Juan Valdez? I'm that cynical. That's how Trump's that fucking smart. Even Avenatti, people had that theory about Avenatti when he brought those broads out there on the Kavanaugh, that might have been, he might have been a double spy. First I laughed at it. Now I'm not sure. I don't know. But how is this going to hurt Trump's standing, the Republicans in this next election? It's not. It's called red meat for the base. Red meat with a little fucking habanero thrown in there. So we shall see. But yes, again, a stream of engineers and doctors and fucking lawyers and amateur gynecologists, if you know what I'm saying. What are you saying? The rapist, Nick? Yeah, I did. The Caravan started out more than a week ago with less than 200 participants. And then apparently Mexico probably said, look at all the free shit you can get in Arizona. And they just call their cousins Ray and Tingtao. What? Has drawn additional people. It swelled to an estimated 5,000 Sunday after many migrants found their way across Guatemala into southern Mexico. Later in the day, authorities in Guatemala said another group of about 1,000 joined. It's up to 7,500 or whatever. Migrants received help Sunday from sympathetic Mexicans. I wonder if George Lopez was down there, who offered food, water, and clothing. Hundreds of local driving pickup trucks, vans, and cargo trucks stopped to let them clamber aboard. So the Mexicans are fucking not helping us.
Problem? You're the fucking problem. You fucking Dr. White, onking jamrag, arcing spunk bubble. I'm telling you, H, you keep looking at me, I'm going to put you in the fucking ground. I promise you.
Oh, my goodness. Donald Trump alerts military. Migrant caravan now a national emergency. They asked Mr. Trump, and what did he say about the people coming over? He says, I have alerted Border Patrol and military that this is a national emergency. The timing is really perfect. He said that on Twitter. Must change laws. The president, he should announce it in Spanish, too. The president announced, I'd love to hear Trump trying to speak Spanish. Oh, my fucking aching stem. Would that be a beauty? The president announced the news after the caravan that originated in Honduras swarmed over the southern Mexico border over the weekend, increasing to 7 large. Sadly, it looks like Mexico's police and military are unable to stop the caravan heading to the southern border of the U.S., Trump wrote on Twitter. Criminals and unknown Middle Easterners are mixed in. I thought I saw Bobby Valentine in there with a fake mustache. Yeah, that was a 14-year-old Honduran girl. I don't know. Every time you see a caravan of people illegally coming or attempting to come into our country illegally, think of and blame the Democrats for not giving us the votes to change our pathetic immigration. So you see where my theory's coming from? I mean, he's playing off it. Trump wrote on Twitter, remember the midterms. So unfair to those who come in legally. All 3 of them. Trump also said he would start cutting off fingers like Khashoggi. What? No. Trump also said he would start cutting off federal aid to Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. Apparently that fucking aid that we've been sending to them doesn't do very much. Talk about third world shitholes. Mother of Jesus H. Eloise. He says we will now begin cutting off or substantially reducing the massive foreign aid routinely given to them. They want fucking money. That's all they want, you know?
Give me the money, you understand? Give me the fucking money, you hear me? You hear me? I gotta come here and bust my balls. Give me the fucking money.
That's pretty good English from the president of Honduras. Ay, 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 ay. Though you see migrants come your way, they bring you rapists. Some are gay, so keep on looking for a pool boy with a switchblade in his hand. Whenever third world shitholes come along. It almost rhymed till the end there. I was winging it. Give me the money. Give me the fucking money. But they come in here because they love this country and they want to assimilate and they want to learn our ways and our culture. Is that right? You are wrong, sir. Hondurans paint swastika on American flag, set it on fire, wave Honduran flags, and give us the finger. And I say to them, my friend,
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
I only have 6,999 more fuck yous to go for the... They actually had a picture. I don't know when this was on Time Magazine. I think it was the last time there was migrants coming over. Remember the picture? A little girl crying in front of a train, supposedly separated from her mom, and it turned out that she wasn't separated from her mom. It was all staged, and that her mom paid a coyote $6,000 to smug the family over. It's all a big farce. Of course, the fucking Amy Schumers of the world, all due respect, know her pretty well, buying into this shit. My aching stem. Hey, Joy Behar, hope you die in your sleep tonight, you pig face. Used to like her, and I want to fucking hit her with a kidney shot. Cocaine. 2 people burn a United States flag during a protest in favor of the caravan of migrants that is currently stuck on the Guatemala-Mexican border in front of the American embassy in Tegucigalpa, Honduras. The U.S.-bound caravan that wants, whatever, They also gave the middle finger. There you go. So you can see, does this make any sense? You can be retarded and figure this out. They're burning the flag of the country they're going to. They call Trump the fucking devil. And so why are they coming here? To suck off the tit of the government, like most shitty, lazy cultures. Giving the finger to the president, burning the flag of the country that you want to live in. So it's all bullshit. George Soros is probably behind that with a can of Kingsford. Fucking Greek dink. I don't even know what he is. Jewish / whatever. He should be eliminated. Not physically. I mean, just from the political world. Okay. Though dirty migrants may come your way, they bring you crime stats that'll bloom in May. So if you're looking to be finger popped. So they don't like America. They fucking hate our country, and they want to come here and just cause havoc, right?
America? No, no, no. Not God bless America. God damn America.
Exactly. These are tweets that people were watching the caravan. On TV, it shows people in the migrant caravan not only carrying their country's flag, but putting up their middle fingers. Somebody said, when foreigners come in your country waving their flags, that's called an invasion. That's exactly right. And they're all of military age. They're all young males with a couple of women sprinkled in. Then somebody else said, buried in a News 8 broadcast from San Diego is footage of illegal migrants and their supporters on the U.S. side, breaching the U.S. fence on the border, waving a big Honduran flag, victory style, and whipping out a big middle finger at America. Anyways, that's a fucking invasion. It's not a caravan, and Democrats aren't interested in helping people, and we should have no borders and shit. Meanwhile, I love the people who say that Pelosi's of the world and the Chuck Schumers literally live in gated communities, literally telling us little peons that we should get along with the scum of the world while they watch from above and tell us how to live. It really is disgusting. I hope there is a military showdown. I hope the fucking caravan makes it to the border. I want to see what Trump's going to do. You want your approval ratings to go through the roof? I think you do, Mr. Trump. This is all, again, the timing is unbelievable. This is not going to be a blue wave. It's going to be a blue and brown wave. It's going to look like when somebody drops a turd in one of the Tidy Bowl commercials. Nick, why? Well, I'm just giving you a visual. Steve King had an interesting article. Let's go to TJ in Philly, huh? TJ, what's going on? Your Eagles suck. Go ahead.
Yeah, they fuck you. All right. So anyway, one, I called months ago about landmines at the border. Now when you see those pictures with they're all on the big bridge, just get an A-10 Warhog. Just get that going. But
yes, I know. They're all on the. You got them in one spot, right there. Take that bridge down.
Right, gun run. Guns. Straight down that shit.
No, that's a great idea.
Man. Okay, so anyway, they're not destitute. These migrants are not. They have a little bit of loot. Like, for them to pay some of this passage,
right,
and work with the coyotes. You're paying a good amount of money, or at least something, to get pushed along because, I mean, the cartels, their business models really shifted a lot. Obviously drugs are a thing, but human trafficking is a much better in terms of profit. There's no manufacturing. It's just a lot easier. And, these people are not destitute, man. And it's an invasion, man. I mean, it is what it is. I'm surprised that it isn't being pointed out that these people are not starving people, So it baffles me. I don't know.
Well, it shouldn't baffle you because, the media is complicit with the Democrat Party, and that's why that's never going to come out. And but you make a great point. I would say 10% of those people you just saw in that caravan probably have contracts with MLB teams already. They were fucking drafted. But yeah, it is an invasion. But let me ask you this, TJ, about my point how this is a boon for Trump and the Republicans a few days before the midterms, is it not? Isn't this going to galvanize? You keep hearing about this blue wave. What do you think?
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, I somewhat, but the problem is that if they get optics of CNN goes down there and seeing crying human shield kids, and then a gun being pointed to their head and shit like that.
Yeah,
that picture is they're salivating for that shit to happen. So ideally we could put like some fucking CIA people across the border, do that movie Sicario shit.
Yeah,
work with the federales in Mexico and kind of keep them a little bit distant from the border fence so you don't get that kind of optics,
Yeah, but the optics, I think the optics are thanks for the call, by the way. Great call, TJ. I think the optics are a positive. I mean, if Trump says he's going to sick the military on him, he'll sick the military on him. I mean, and again, the immigration issue is at the top, at least for people on the right. That's the top issue. On the left, it's health care. Yes, because Obamacare is working out so well. You fucking get an aspirin in a hospital, it's $4,100. Any fucking way. Let's go to Kevin in Chicago. Kevin, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, Nick? So did you see the Star of David on the Caravan? Did you notice it?
No. What? Seriously?
Well, you got to do some research. Yeah, there's a big Star of David on the Caravans. You know who's transporting him. You know who's behind this.
Yeah.
You try to hide the issue and avoid it all you want, but
yeah.
As soon as
all right, Kev. The anti-Semite from Chicago. I didn't see it, and I did my research, and you're full of shit. He's a real anti-Semite, huh? What are you doing living in Chicago if you're an anti-Semite? Come to New York, and then you can have the balls to go face-to-face with the people that you hate so much. Oh, April showers may come your way. It brings you Oxycontin you can take in May. So keep on letting the dirty scum in. Anyhow, Stephen King, not the fucking... I'm talking about the congressman. wrote a good article. Men from most violent countries in the world are invading the U.S. This is probably what it's going to sound like as soon as they come over.
Me. This is rape. This is rape.
During the 18th century, it was common for a bride to sell something at her.
This is rape. This is rape.
Fuck
this
you.
Is rape.
During the 18th century,
This is America.
it was common.
I keep hitting Paul Lynn. I don't know why Paul Lynn's telling jokes in the middle of an invasion. During the 18th century, during the 21st century, a bunch of third world shitholes. But Steve King, I should say. But he talked about Molly Tibbetts. Remember the girl that was murdered by an illegal from Mexico while she was jogging? Do you remember that? And the libs, he wrote a good thing. He says, libs in the U.S. say that Molly Tibbetts' death is just because the perpetrator was male. That's how it, remember, they go back and forth from race to gender. When it was Kavanaugh, it started off gender, and then it turned into all white men. The liberals say that it was the perpetrator was a male, that it didn't have anything to do with him being a lawbreaker, a criminal. And Steve King says, what I say to those people who say that immigration isn't part of her death, then go tell her family that if her killer had been deported the minute he set foot illegally on U.S. soil, your daughter would still be dead. But they wouldn't do that because that would contradict the leftist agenda. He says, we have a sense of morality. They have an agenda, meaning the left. What is missing here from the mindset of the policymakers, they don't know this data. They don't want to acknowledge facts that contradict their agenda. And he's exactly right. This guy's a real hard ass. I want to say Iowa. King also warned against mass immigration to the U.S. from the most dangerous regions of the world, specifically Central America and South America. And what's sad is, remember Obama was literally busing people into cities and not even talking to the mayor? There was article after article in Obama's office of teachers like up in Albany, Buffalo, upstate New York going, yeah, the next day I'd have 12 kids from Guatemala in my class and have no idea. They were literally sending buses. I mean, he was part of the fucking invasion. Listen to the death rates and the violence from these guys. The violent death rate in Honduras is 94.7 per 100,000 people. Compare that to the death rate in Japan, 0.27. Not even 1/3 of 1% of 100,000. And 9 of the 10 most violent countries in the world are south of the U.S. border. 16 of the 20 most violent countries are also south of the border. So what is happening is we are getting illegal and, to an extent, legal immigrants coming into America. And he says these are young men, pretty much the same demographics as those that came to Austria in 2015. And those who still are coming to Austria. If you look at the boats full of them, if you look at the jail cells, the Border Patrol gathers together, these guys are all of military age. You can put them all into the military. They're invading our country. They are not just wearing uniforms. That's true. That's the only difference. They have T-shirts on. They don't even look that poor. They have nice hats and T-shirts. It's the shit I wear when I cut the grass. They're invading our country. They're just not wearing uniforms. They come from the most violent countries in the world. I picture, you know what this country looks like with these people pouring in? I always get this visual from Scarface. Remember at the end when his, here it is. That's me running down to my front door. Here they come. This is gonna be America in about 10 minutes. If we don't do something. I went to see Scarface when it came out in the theaters. That's how old I am. And I snuck down to the right where the doors are. I saw another movie. That's what it was. I was trying to sneak into Scarface. I saw another movie that day. It ended, so I stood down by where Scarface was going to empty out. I was going to sneak in. Like an asshole, somebody opens the door to come out right near the end. What do I see? I see Tony Montana falling face down into the pool. And I went into denial. I was pretending I didn't see it. And you ever do that? It's like when you record a sports game and, you're flipping through, you're like, oh, that was not, I didn't see the score. It was 41-0 Nebraska. But I'll never forget that. It really pissed my ass off. But yeah. Third world shitholes. And you can thank for this also Ted Kennedy. He's the one who passed legislation with his big, giant, veiny, fucking Irish whiskey nose saying that we should start not only let people in from Europe, which was initial my immigrant plan in this country. He opened it up to the rest of the fucking world with legislation. I forget who he worked on it with, but you can blame old veiny nosed Ted. May he burn in hell. May he burn in hell. I want more poor black and brown people so I can perform social engineering. I want blacks to go to white schools and whites to blacks, just not with my kids. Chris in Ottawa, Canada, one of the whitest countries on the planet. Chris, what's happening, buddy?
Hey, Nick, how's it going? This is amazing. I'm glad to be on your show. I'm glad to talk to you. A huge fan. Canada appreciates you. I just want you to know that.
Thank you.
So we're talking about the Guatemalans trying to come up through Mexico and take over the U.S. Is that what we're talking about tonight?
Yeah, let's get on it real quick. I got a whole bunch of people waiting to talk, Chris. Be pithy.
Real quick?
Yep.
This is the new war. This is World War III. This is the coup, and this is what people are not seeing in the media. It's pretty ridiculous that there's only a few percentages of the conservatives that are actually realizing what's going on. And I just want you to know that Canada supports you, and we realize exactly what's going on because it's going on here too. We got immigrants coming in here from the U.S. to Canada.
Yes.
And it's happening. Our soft cock government, Justin Trudeau,
yes, is
allowing this to happen. But you guys have Trump, and I'm so amazed with what this guy is doing.
Yes.
And he's going to be able to, he's going to work his magic. He's going to do what he's going to do. And you guys have nothing to worry about.
All right.
We have Trump. We have Trudeau. We're screwed.
I agree with that. Thanks for the call, Chris. Great call. You do. You have Trudeau who taught theater. Not the guy you want in charge. You don't want a guy who mastered a plie in college to defend your borders. Nick, what are you saying? You know exactly what I'm saying. And I you know, it's funny. I was thinking that today, laying on the couch, eating chips and scratching my nuts. Trump, right guy at the right time. I don't care if you love him, hate him. And I know you people on the left hate him because we don't like his personality and he's funny looking and he's sexist. And right time at the right place. Sent from God, maybe. Anyhow, did you say we had a chat thing?
Yes, we do.
Go ahead, Ryan.
I have from Patrick Dorr. I feel like Kevin from Chicago called in from the Wrigley payphone looking for Elwood Blues.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that means. Another line to fucking, again, if everybody saw fucking the Blues Brothers or whatever, that would, first rule of comedy, it has to relate to more than 12 people. And,
I love the Blues Brothers.
Yeah, well, did you know what he meant by that crack then? Explain that one, Ryan. How does it relate to anti-Semitism?
I don't.
Huh? You don't? There you go. I don't get the connection between the Blues Brothers and Wrigley Field and anti-Semites. I'm sorry. But I'm sure there was something in there. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, Kev. And I'm glad you're in the chat room. I'm just saying. Our Father who art in heaven, though April showers may come your way, it brings dirty illegal immigrants that bathe in May. Let's get on to some other shit. We'll take one more call. Everybody wants to talk about it, but it is the Mark in Albany's been waiting. No, I'm sorry, Adam in Massachusetts. Adam, welcome to the show.
Hey, Nick.
What's happening?
Hey, Nick. What's up? Hey, by the way, socks and six. But,
All right.
Listen, I just wanted to bring to your attention, your caller's attention, that there's a website called USAID.gov where you can go and you can see where foreign aid has been spent.
Yes.
Now, going back to your earlier point about Mexico wanting Canada and the United States to form some alliance
Yeah.
to help better, Central America.
Yeah.
Mexico being one of these countries that's benefited from foreign aid. If anybody wants to get sick to their stomach, feel free to go to that website and check it out because it's your tax dollars hard at work. It's absolutely disgusting. I I just had to share it with you when you said
Yes, excellent call. USA.gov. And
USAID.
I'm sorry, USAID.gov. USAID.gov. I went to another one by mistake. It told me where everybody who has AIDS all over the planet. I confused it, but Adam. All right,
hey, listen,
I'll tell him to go.
You're one of the funniest dudes on the planet. Thanks, bud.
Thanks, Adam. USAID.gov to see where your tax pays. That's the thing. And where it's your tax dollars. Remember, the government, that's your fucking money, all right? People don't even realize that. That's how stupid some people are. And it's going to places like Mexico who are fucking us in the ass by letting all this filth, using their country as a passageway. And you get, everyday Mexicans helping out these people. Oh, that's racist. You're bigoted. Yeah, kiss my ass. Kiss my white European ass. Let's change the subject, shall we? Anybody watching NFL this weekend? I got to tell you, that is the worst. I can say this because I've been watching the NFL since 1968. Since I was 6, you do the math. 50 years every Sunday. I know this league inside and out. And I know a lot of you Johnny-come-latelys think it's the best football move. First of all, watch college. If you start watching college football on Saturday, you won't watch the NFL anymore. And now I know why there's so many empty seats. I'll get to that in a few seconds. But it was an interesting confrontation between the Panthers' Eric Reid and Malcolm Jenkins. Malcolm Jenkins started the whole kneeling during the national anthem. But what he cut a deal with the NFL. Saying, if you give us so many dollars to put towards, communities that we get involved in, we want NFL dollars to help us out with these things where we help our poor community. And he cut a deal with them. But he organized it all. So Malcolm Jenkins, whether you agree with him or not, at least he's got some business savvy. But Eric Reid, his former teammate, well, they X-49 Eric Reid kneeled during the national anthem for the first time as a Carolina Panther. Well, congratulations, scumbag. 2 NFL players who have protested during the national anthem seem to be in each other's corners nearly came to blows Sunday before the game against each other. Carolina Panthers defensive back Eric Reid, a former teammate of Kaepernick, confronted Eagles player Malcolm Jenkins, remember he's the one who started the whole thing, on the field near the Eagles logo before the game. The exchange got heated and both players had to be separated. We got video of it. Up in the top right-hand corner, that's Eric Reid. I feel like Madden. Boom, right there. A couple of militants get together. They both hate the country. Look, they get in each other's faces. They have to fucking separate. The revolution got sold. So Jenkins is an America hater, but at least he turned it into something positive. He got cut a deal. We got like $90 million from the NFL to put towards certain causes. Eric Reid is just, he just hates Whitey. He hates America, even though he's playing a kid's game for millions of dollars. Just an ignoramus who will be sweeping streets in any other country or fucking, a janitor. Because he thinks he gets sold out. Reid had major concerns with Malcolm Jenkins' player coalition that raised nearly $100 million to causes considered important to the African-American communities. The bad blood between the two stems from Reid splitting from Jenkins, the players' coalition, after the organization sought to have the protests during the national anthem stopped. So Jenkins said to the NFL, we'll stop kneeling if you give us this dough. Kind of blackmailed them, no pun intended. If the NFL made donations to causes that the group supports. Jenkins' group and the NFL agreed to a deal in which the league would donate about $90 million to organizations supported by the players. Reid also wasn't happy Kaepernick was excluded from meetings on the issue. Reid said, quote, we believe a lot of players should have stepped up for Colin. I believe Malcolm capitalized on the situation. He co-opted the movement that was started by Colin to get this organization funded. So Colin did start it, but he started the symbolic part of it. Jenkins stepped in and has a little business savvy. But Reid said it's cowardly. He sold us. Well, here's Reid being interviewed after the game.
Exchange words with Malcolm Jenkins. You want to explain what that was about? Does it have anything to do with the disagreement about the Players Coalition?
He's a solo.
Why do you say that? He's a sellout.
He's the sellout. He did more for African-American communities than you do by kneeling. And then they asked Jenkins about Reed, and he said, I'm not going to talk about the guy. So he didn't. He just stayed silent. And but it's never enough, is it, Eric Reed? It's never enough. Just hater of America to the core. Hater. Just bitter about something that happened to his relatives hundreds and hundreds of years. Some of them can't let it go. Them, Nick? Who's them? The black people. Some of them can't let it go. Though April showers bring ungrateful pricks, they pick off passes and go for 6. So keep on letting these dirty motherless fucking... Actually having fun out here. Do I have to do stand-up anymore? Seriously. Fucking tired of it. Tired of it. I love it when I'm on stage, but what's the point? You really think Netflix is going to give a 56-year-old white guy, with my point of view, a special? And if not, where else? Nowhere else. So I think I'm going to do that. And I'm not shitting you. I think the next special I shoot myself, and we're going to throw it out there to the world on those pirated websites and stuff. I don't know why I didn't do that 12 years ago. Seriously, I thought it was about, just get it out there, because it has become so soft and boring. So I hear. I bought a vape. You know what it does? It makes me want a cigarette. I was smoking it watching the games yesterday in my chair, and it was nice. Had a nice vanilla hint. And I went, you know what I need now? A real cigarette. It was like an appetizer. It was like potato skins before the fucking roast chicken. Let's stay on the NFL, because the NFL does have a flag problem, but it's not the American flag. It's yellow flags. I just came up with that. Watch the New York Post steal that headline. But before I get to that, I think I see why a lot of the seats are empty. They're still having problems. That's another big secret of the NFL. But here's some footage of how... This is why I started staying on my couch 15 years ago. I had access to Patriots tickets and shit. But why would you do that in this day and age of 58-inch screen TVs with high def? And I can see the crust in fucking Tom Brady's nose when he's in the huddle. Why would I want to be sitting in section 68G next to some jerk-off who drank 6 quarts of fucking whiskey while he was tailgating? But here's a little clip of what goes on. This went on at the Jags game. I forget who they were playing. And who were they playing? It doesn't matter. Here you go. Here comes the woman that started it all by. That's his girlfriend. Look at, she's standing up, huh? Texans. Yeah, first a guy sucker punches. There's so many fucking cowards in the world. Nice sucker punch from 2 feet away, bitch. They say, the story, the woman that was with the guy that got sucker punched threw a beer on everybody. They were amongst a bunch of Jag fans. And so she gets her fucking husband or boyfriend knocked out, as a lot of girls with big fat asses will. Let's take another look at that, please. Can we see the actual punch? That looked like he pushed him. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyways. Look, wait till his head's turned. There you go. What a piece of shit. And you don't think that goes on all the time? And people go, well, they have to cut out the beer sales. You can't. That's where they make all the money. The concessions. You ever read the dough they make? I know. I mean, you go to Yankee Stadium, it's like $15 for a beer. What's the markup there? 75,000%? But that's how they pay these enormous salaries. At least it is in baseball. And I'm sure the same in football. But this is why you see, besides the kneeling during the national anthem and the spoiled billionaires playing the game, I mean millionaires, and the shitty attitudes, you got to deal with these drunken shit stains in the fucking crowd. I play with this kid. We'll call him Kevin, because I always just go with Kevin. Let's call him Kevin Dillon, whoever that is. But I play with this kid, a tough kid from my hometown, and He was a year older than me, played football, and a real scrapper. This kid used to get into it. Anyways, the Patriots played the Jets on a Monday night years and years ago, over 25 years ago. And all hell broke loose. Some guy had a heart attack, and the cop was giving the guy CPR, and there was a guy pissing on the cop while he was giving CPR to a guy. And that's when they cut beer sales like at halftime. It was so bad. It was in the New York Times, I think. I know it was all over the Boston paper, but it was a national story. So they changed the beer sales. But a couple weeks after that, there was another incident. And this tough kid that I went to school with, he's on the cover. He was on the front page of the sports page in Boston, and he's choking another guy. There's a picture of him clear as day with his thumbs about 3 inches in his guy's throat. I mean, it's like, and everybody's like, oh yeah, that's Kev. But why would you? Again, between the protesting and the spoil shitty attitudes of the players and whatever. But here's another reason it sucks. I've been preaching this forever, how much college football is so much better. And I say it's a cleaner game. I don't mean as far as cheap shots. I mean cleaner as in there's not a penalty every 3 seconds. The NFL is ruined. It is fucking ruined. I tried to watch a couple games and like Cincinnati and whoever. I went back in the middle of the game last night. I went back to a college game, Oregon versus Washington State, and watched that instead. I watched 5 minutes of 2 games, and it took 20 minutes because there were penalties every other play. And it's a 2-part problem. There's too many rules now in the NFL. There's just too many. I mean, hands to the face. They're all getting this fucking nitty hands to the face, and you can't cut a guy at the legs. If a lineman's blocking up high and another guy, I mean, they have, it's just, there's way too many rules. It already had the most rules of any sport, North American sport, but it's even worse now. There's a push in the back on every kick play. I've been saying this. You can't watch it. And then my buddy made this point, and I laughed at him, but I think he's right. The worst thing they did was put these referees on camera and give them a microphone. I swear to Christ. I think they tell their families before they go, watch Uncle Teddy. You'll see me about 20 minutes on. I see more of these Ed Hockley, the head ref, than I've seen Trump in the last 2 years. Every fucking second. And you go, Nick, you're imagining it. Am I? Well, let me just give you some statistics. I couldn't believe it yesterday. And I bet you this was just an average Sunday. 94 penalties in the 13 games. That's 7.2 penalties per game. 1,251 yards worth of penalties, which is almost 100 yards in penalties a game. Which, I thought it was worse than that. But the point being is every time there's a penalty, the refs have to get together and discuss it for fucking a minute and a half. Go back and watch old footage. A guy jumps offside. 4 refs wouldn't have to come together and talk about it. It's fucking ridiculous. I don't know how you guys watch it in real time. I was talking to my friend Ron Bennington. He goes, you don't watch in real time? I go, are you shitting me? I haven't watched a sporting event in real time in 10 years. Thank God for the DVR. You're going to sit through 6 minutes of commercials of making fun of white guys and fucking attacking you, the very fan, as you're paying for the Sunday ticket? How do you do it? I fast forward through the huddles and shit, and it still takes over an hour to watch a football game because the penalties are just. You don't believe me? Here's Ed Hockley right here.
There is no delay of game. We didn't let the team go because we were stretching out balls. It is 4th down. Reset the play clock to 25 seconds.
Okay. We were what? Jason, what did he say? We were what, our balls?
It sounded like stretching.
Yeah, but it's not. You don't stretch footballs. We were stretching our balls. But do you guys, seriously, just I know you're huge NFL fans, just take a day and watch college football and just, again, as soon as they get to the NFL, they lose all discipline, I guess, once they get paid. I don't know. But I watch a couple of SEC games. There's 105,000 people. They don't sit down the whole game. It's so much more exciting. You got your cheerleaders here. But I think that's the biggest problem. The refs having to get together and discuss, an illegal motion for 3 minutes and then mark the ball. And they're taking it's over officiated. There's holding on every play. We know that if you're a football fan. Holding happens in every play. So the refs are supposed to look the other way 9 out of 10 times, but they don't because they want to get FaceTime. I swear to Christ. Anyways. And while you're watching that, NFL, if that's not bad enough, you have to sit through torturous commercials, 4 or 5 minute stretches of commercials. And most of the commercials, the purpose is to emasculate white men. And the worst offenders of this would be Progressive Insurance, a company, by the way, that is financially sponsored by George Soros. And you can just tell the anti-white male making, it's been going on forever, but I didn't think they could top themselves. Here's a couple of them. Here's how the average white male is portrayed. And by the way, I was the first one to point this out years and years ago. You got my first CD, which I did in the early 90s. I talk about a Diet Coke commercial and how they're treating the construction workers being whistled at by women. They were reversing the gender roles back then. I pointed it out. And then 10 years after that, I pointed it out on Tough Crowd. And I pointed out on O&A, and the phones lit up. And I'm sure somebody might have done it before then, but I would say I was the head of the curve on this one. Look, Progressive, all insurance companies. I don't know why they're so liberal. Progressive, even Geico and State Farm, the black guy who's been doing commercials with an authoritative black voice for the last 20 years and just portraying white men as just ballless, sackless. But it's like Progressive. It's like they're working from a list of shit that makes me angry. It's like they fucking know me. That woman that does all the parts in the commercial, when is she going to get sick? When is she going to pick up Hep C or polio, some shit that the migrants are bringing over the border? Never, because she would never go near. All right, let's take a look at watch this guy.
Got directions to the nightclub here. And if you get lost, just hit me on the old horn.
Tom's my best friend, but ever since he bought a new house...
It's a $10 cover? Oh, okay. See that on the website?
He's been acting more and more like his dad.
Come on, guys, jump in. The water's fine. Tom Pritchard. How we doing? Hi there, Tom Pritchard. Can we get a round of jalapeno poppers for me and the boys, please? I've been saving a lot of money with Progressive lately, so...
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
It's not a commercial unless it's a white guy acting like a jerk off. That's been going on forever, but that one really. Hey, Jason, am I that pale in real life? My wife's got me looking like fucking Lily Munster.
No, it's the lights.
Is it?
If they make me look white, then...
Does the end product look like this? Please tell me no.
No. You're good.
Look like Johnny Sack when he had stage 3. So, Tom Pritchard, how we doing? Jalapeno peppers. So he's a racist too. We have to get that in. He doesn't. Ryan, would you pick up on this shit if I didn't point it out? You wouldn't, would you? Your generation just sort of, because you were born to this shit.
I mean, I don't have a TV. I don't see
you don't
the
have
commercials.
Did you say you don't have a TV? All right, that's enough. No more explanation needed. Good for you. You must get all your stuff from social media.
You're damn right.
Yeah, explains the wealth of knowledge and history. Let's show the second one.
And rich when we moved into the new house, but having his parents over
Look at his sweater.
was enlightening.
Mama's boy.
You don't like my lasagna? No, it's good.
Look at him.
Blow? Blow on it?
You see it, right?
Is there a draft in here? I'm telling you, it's so easy to get home insurance on Progressive.com.
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto.
Well, have the woman becoming her mother, or have a black guy becoming his parent. Oh, he doesn't know who his parents are. Oh, that's unnecessary. That's a 50. It's a joke. Fucking lighten up, you titless wonders. That was a good one, wasn't it? Though April showers may come your way, I'll punch you in the throat almost every day because I'm angry. It's a steady stream of that shit for the last 25, 30 years. White emasculation. I lived in West Hollywood and Hollywood. And this is where they write a lot of this shit. And they think then that this is how they see white men. Whoever runs the ad. I mean, the NOW organization, the National Organization of Women, when they actually had the gall to complain how women are portrayed on TV. And then the guy said, well, you portray guys like idiots. And their answer to that was, well, women were portrayed like idiots in the 50s. And I still haven't found a bunch of commercials where a woman is treated like the dolt. You see the anger and the this is the shit. As I think Bill Hicks used the phrase, it taints the collective unconscious. And it does. It just seeps in while people sit there. How many times have you been at the mall or a store and seen some woman, I've seen this, dressing down her husband in public, just yelling at him and shit. It looks like they're shooting a fucking commercial. Now, I'm just saying, between that, watching the NFL, the stupid Verizon commercial, they use the same kid with a shitty beard. I don't know if he's he looks like every middle act comedian that's ever performed in front of me, but he's, I don't know how these guys land deals. I wish I had their agents. Guy's going to be on Verizon for the next fucking 15 years. But did you see the black guy in the first commercial? The white guy looks dorkier if the black friend is calling him on it. And Riley in Missouri is going to tell me why, and I'm glad why insurance companies are the way they are. I mean, I have an idea, but I bet you Riley knows much better. Hey, Riley, what's happening? Why is it that they're like that?
Hey, how you doing, Nick?
Pretty good.
Well, there's two reasons. One, well, I mean, they're separate from the ad agencies, just like you pointed out. They're
right.
Assholes that took 2 improv classes and think they're, the next Woody fucking Allen, and so they write these punch-ups where the white guy's the fucking punchline because, stereotypes still play. The ad agencies are different from the insurance companies. The insurance companies don't really give a shit
right
what the fuck the commercial is. They just pay for it and try to get as many eyes on it as possible. But if you write for an ad agency, for Christ's sake, it was a joke in the fucking 50s. Well, the Dick Van Dyke was lamenting that he might have to go and work for a fucking ad agency, and you know how funny that show was.
But the ad agency, but the insurance company is the client. So the ad agency, the campaign
right.
they come up with, the insurance company has to give it thumbs up or thumbs down. So they're sort of saying, no, it's not fucking.
Yeah, but
right.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But but look who they're aiming their ads at. They're aiming it at inner city people for the most part, because rich people don't fucking buy that kind of insurance that you see an ad during the Super Bowl. They've got their own fucking insurance companies that you'll never even hear of that can cover $250 million Paul Newman Le Mans sports cars and shit.
What do you mean? But
they're trying to pander.
Yeah, but millions of people have like State Farm. I even had it at one time. So I don't think they're shooting for just poor black people. No.
Well, I read I
was poor and black at one
time. There was no, yeah, exactly. there was that white guys between the ages of whatever it was, 20 and 45, base their purchases off of word of mouth as opposed to commercials. Who goes for commercials are usually lower income women and lower income Hispanic people. Hispanic and Asians, I think, is who it is.
Okay.
But white guys and black guys usually buy their purchases by word of mouth, which I found fascinating. And who the fuck is spending the money on these studies? Who gives a shit? But it's illuminating in a way.
All right. No, it is. Absolutely. Hey, thank you for the great call, Riley. Appreciate it, buddy. That's the excuse that they use too. Also for they say that the woman of the house does most of the purchasing. That's why we make the husband. Oh, but I don't get it. So you can't sell a woman soap detergent or whatever without being mean to the husband? It's fucking bullshit. The fucking hatred. I'm telling you, the feminist movement, it's like a cancer. It's metastasized into ads, into everything. They're obsessed because they're considered, again, they think they're treated as second-class citizens in this country, which is the biggest fucking myth ever. But that's the reasoning. They go, well, women do most of the purchasing. Okay, that's fine. But you have to be anti-male in your ads for wife to buy you soap? Shut the fuck up. That's right. That was my answer to that. Shut the fuck up. Seriously. Speaking of dumb women, let's move on to fucking Nancy, the dirty, leathery nipple, dog-faced Pelosi. Oh, boy, that was Hillary. I can't say that about her. She's still got a good rack. Look at her. Look at the look on her face. What, somebody just hit her with a cattle prod? She's got the, those are vitamins around her neck, by the way. Look at her. That's the face. And there's the angry black chick over her shoulder, which, you know. Let's go to Pelosi, shall we? Can you put the picture up that came with the article I sent you? I don't know why you chose your own, Jason. You're starting to self-edit in there. I'm really getting irritated. And always use the picture that comes with the article. 1098-7654. Anyways, they'll find it. Right now, Ryan is sketching it. Pelosi, there'll be collateral damage to those who disagree with us. It's a veiled threat by a fucking maniac. Pelosi was being interviewed on stage by Paul Krugman. You know who he is? He's the Nobel Prize-winning economist who writes for the New York Times, who said Trump's economy will fucking destroy the world economy. That's what he said. That's how much he knows. Princeton genius, Nobel Prize-winning cheese-eating dinkweed. Yeah, he said Trump's economy would send us into a global recession with no end in sight. Couldn't have been more wrong, but I'm glad they gave you a show, Paul. Let's show the video of Pelosi.
We owe the American people to be there for them, for their financial security, respecting the dignity and worth of every person in our country.
Get off your moral high horse, you leather nipple
collateral
jack-off.
damage for some others who do not share our view. Well, so be it.
You hear that? Some others that don't share our view might suffer collateral damage. And you know what she's talking about, right? Whether it's being Mitch McConnell being fucking harassed at a restaurant, or Ted Cruz, or somebody being punched in the face with a MAGA hat. That's what she's talking about. After Maxine fucking crazy woman Waters telling to get in people's faces. And gasoline station. Who calls it a gasoline station? Where you going? To get gasoline. I ate some chili. It's giving me gasoline. But you hear that? Collateral damage. That's what she's talking about. Some people might get punched in the face. Whatever. They want a civil war? Let's fucking give it to them already. The fuck are we waiting for? I'm just waiting to see somebody with a fucking Hillary t-shirt get knocked out. Specifically Hillary by her husband Bill in a drunken rage because she came home while he was finger popping the fucking IHOP waitress. I'm going to lay off the pasta. I eat pasta, I get that turkey neck. You retain water. You know that, right? These guys have negative body fat. Pelosi.
Stupid fucking blabbermouth cunt!
I say this to my friend Nancy Pelosi. I say this now.
Make me a sandwich! Make me a fucking sandwich!
Collateral damage. It's a veiled threat. Take it that way, people. I don't know. Finally tonight on Meet the Press. April showers may come your way. NYPD boss. It's a woman. Hey, did you ever, can we put the picture that came with this article?
Yes, I have that one.
Thank you. Why would you not choose the Pelosi one? Jason?
Because you only sent us the video and not the article.
What?
Yeah.
Don't blame it on your boss.
I'm not. Just facts.
Facts my ass. I'll show you the fucking... I'll pull the email up right now. Did I really? Okay, maybe you got a point. Can't even argue with him. He's so fucking honest and shit. You can't argue that guy goes on one date and he's thrown into the friend zone. What'd you do? Throw a fucking hot chili in her face? What happened?
I think it was too nice. She's like, this guy's a pussy.
Was she an 11-year-old Puerto Rican? NYPD boss accused of stuffing her panties in co-worker's mouth. What? I hope they were dirty. That's all I'm saying. Wow, she really jammed them down there. A ball-busting female boss at a Brooklyn precinct is under investigation for allegedly stuffing a pair of her panties into a male colleague's mouth. What a world we live in. Yeah, she's got a giant head. She looks like Andrea Mitchell in high school. Big bags. But why would you complain if a girl, unless she looked like fucking Rosie or something, a Whoopi, why would you complain if a female coworker stuck their panties in your face and down your mouth? A lot of guys pray for that type of shit to happen. It's a new world we live in. Sergeant Anne-Marie Guerra, the second in command at the 72nd Precinct Detective Squad, flipped out on Detective Victor Falcone when he complained about her leaving her underwear all over the unisex locker. Now, what guy complains about a woman leaving her underwear everywhere? I mean, a lot of guys break into bedrooms and go through the underwear.
It's those guys from the Progressive commercials.
Exactly right, Jason. I'm glad you put those dots together. You know what she says? She goes, they are fucking clean, the 38-year-old married mom of two allegedly roared. That's true. I mean, it's not like they found Hillary's. Hillary, you know, she got more skid marks in turn 2 at Daytona. Fucking lost control of her bowels when she was in Yale. As she says, they're fucking clean, as she shoved a pair of her panties into Falcone's mouth. She had an EEO put on her by the precinct detective, unit lieutenant, for literally putting her panties in a fellow male detective's open mouth. Other detectives in the station house have objected to her leaving her panties on the unisex shower knob and outside her locker for all to see. The lockers are unisex too, the source added. Guerra has groused about her male colleagues' manhoods on Facebook. She's a man-hater. Including on September 11th, a police source said, she has been on social media spouting man-hating rhetoric about fellow sergeants having little dicks.
I'm not crazy, I just don't give a fuck.
Her raunchy comment was made on a Facebook post of New York Post story from early this month about an NYPD officer suing the city for shaming her about pumping breast milk on the job. So she's, again, the militant feminism, and this is what happens. But she's one of the higher-ups, and let's see what happens to her. Can you imagine a guy stuffing his underwear into a female colleague mouth? He'd be in jail right now in a Turkish prison being raped repeatedly, and everybody would be applauding. I guarantee she gets off with a slap on the wrist. But it's a different world that I grew up in. I mean, if places I worked in when we were younger, if we found girls' underwear on the doorknobs and all the place, I mean, we'd be high-fiving. And again, if you look at the label and it says size 56 XXX, no. Then you just, use that as a boat top or you go parachuting with it. But broad, she's not a dog. I'm just saying, fellas. But you know what? This is what happens. This is a backlash from #MeToo. And guys are like, really? You want to play that fucking game? Plus, they're bitter that I'm sure, she earned to be second in charge at that precinct. And this is what happens, folks, in a changing world. I'm just saying. Right or wrong, I don't know. Look at her. She looks fucking angry. She's like, really? She got a gun in her hand there?
Looks like a walkie-talkie.
A walkie-talkie. I just left some shit-stained panties on Mr. Falcone's door. Tell him to go fuck himself. But this is again, it's a sort of a backlash from #MeToo. And guys are going to go, you want to play that game? It's a two-way street. I will sue you or get you in trouble. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. We got a super chat? Okay, go ahead. Well, don't tell me you got it if it's not ready, you dink.
Sorry, I didn't know the show was end so slow.
Fucking millennial shit.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Tom Stone, Detroit Red Wings,
Yeah.
worst team in franchise history. Damn you, Zetterberg.
Here's the first, let me give you guys a lesson on shit has to be relevant to the show. I understand. What am I supposed to, he's commenting on the Red Wings, worst team in, what am I, the fucking commissioner of the NHL? I'm supposed to know, yeah, you're right. Boy, the defense has got holes in it, the goaltending, I mean, what am I supposed to do with that? How about you pick one of the funniest ones? I guess I can make something up. Well, Tom Stone, you're right. The Red Wings, they haven't been good since Gordie Howe, and that's not true. Yzerman in the '90s, they were the hockey capital of the world, but I don't know what their record is. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that, but I hope they keep losing and continue to lose. And my Bruins aren't much better. They went out to the West Coast, Tom, and dropped 3, lost to Calgary and Edmonton and Vancouver, and so we have problems too. 2 of the original 6 teams. I'm feeling for you, buddy. Thank you for being in the chat room. I got to go because I've been holding a pee-pee since I'd say 12:30 this afternoon. I don't know why. I'll tell you why. My dog sleeps in the bathroom. I didn't want to wake her up. I gave her 3 Ambien and a glass of wine last night. That is it, boys and girls. Thank you for tuning in. Go to nickdip.com and look up my tour dates. Come out and see me. Would love to chat with you after the show through a bulletproof glass. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to have Jason play April Showers with his guitar, and I'll accompany him with lyrics. That's all I can think of. Remember, you guys think it. I will say it. I'm going to go have a vape and a cigarette. Here's a little something for you, and see you tomorrow. Take care of yourselves.